Anyway, just documenting gang stalking, trolling at its finest. This thing hasn't even been up, I'm telling you, for 10 minutes. As soon as it came in, through notifications, that's what happened. Okay, people, December 3rd, 2019. And I'm in food storage here, rearranging, as usual. Like, seriously, man. I don't know. I took out those, got a couple of things from in here. I don't know how far back I should go into here. I don't think... Oh, look at that. Spiders. Oh, my God. I need the vacuum. I see spider eggs in here. Spider egg casings. Do you see those up there? Can you see them? Right in there. Oh, God. Okay, as you can see, I put these sardines that I just bought into a Ziplock bag to keep the spider webs and the spiders. I'm going to push it way back there, people. Okay. So, I'm just in my stash here, people. I got stash. I don't ever really use this, but I'm trying to condense everything, organize it into categories, so in your head you kind of know where it is, right? Now this is obviously chocolate. Chocolate? Yeah. It's for baking. Chocolate never goes bad, people. Oh, I want some hot chocolate. No, this one's for baking. After Nana gets the counters cleared off and everything, you're gonna be the little
chocolate,
what is it?
Chip things for cookies.
Yeah. Now he knows where they are. Look at baking chocolate. This is very expensive stuff.
Yeah, Tisha was calling your name.
What? This is a semi-sweet.
Talk to you about Chrissy.
I already talked to her.
Did you, are you on video?
Yeah, I am. Anyway, I guess I should just keep them separate, right? So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is this used to be full of brown, dark, rich. This whole jar was full of rich chocolate. And guess who ate it? This is all chocolate. I got chocolate everywhere. There's chocolate there. I don't like white chocolate.
I do.
You think you do, eh? Yeah. So I think I'm gonna put the honey. Put my honey in there for long-term storage, which I don't need it there. I think I can put them further back in here and then just leave one or two out. Obviously, it's some kind of chocolate. I don't know what kind of chocolate this is. Kind of like a cocoa. Alright? So, and then these are dehydrated blueberries, people. Oh, back in the day, you can tell I made it for long term. 2011. This jar has never been opened, so when you open this jar, it's gonna come out smelling so fresh. So fresh. Like, you can't imagine how fresh it's gonna be. So I think before I put the chocolate in here, I now need to move everything from here and get in there and put my honeys in there. I think that would probably be better. Right? I found my aluminum pie pans. I'll show you later. They'll make really good TV dinner trays. Because those ones, you don't have to take them out and put them in something else. You just can put them right into the oven as is, right? So anyway, let me get the honey. Hold on. Now you see, ideally, I'd want another 4 or 6 more of those. Maybe bigger. Anyway, I'm gonna put them down in there. I've got those tuna way in the back that I just bought, minus a few, which are, I might like try and just find another batch over the next little while, right, and put it in there. But for now, we're gonna start with those 2 honey. I left those other ones down there because they have plastic containers, right? So you want to eat up those ones first, or if you can, sterilize a jar and switch them around. Or better yet, buy them like this, already in a jar, for any kind of storage, right? Okay, so I don't know what chocolate sells for these days, but stuff like this is like 20 bucks or more a can, people. I've got 4 of them. Alright, they've never been opened, I don't think. And then there's Hot Cocoa Classic. But whatever was in this big jar, I don't know where I stuck it. Anyway, hold on a minute. So, I don't think this is a hot chocolate because it's not really that sweet. Right? So, if you make a hot, like a chocolate cake, you can go half and half. Half of this and half of that, and it would work. So anyway, I'm putting this back in there. Now, I have other, this one has never been used either. I have other bins around the house, like, what do you call those things? Buckets. Big buckets. Food buckets. Food grade buckets. Right? I have other food grade buckets around the house that actually have chocolate chips and that kind of stuff. Right? So, I can still fill up that other jar back there or put another one in here. So, on this side, all this way, people, way in the back are the 2 honeys with the in the glass, and then a whole whack of chocolate. Alright, you can see what I'm doing here. And then in the corner over there are the new tunas that I bought, which I wasn't very many of them. This chocolate here I'm going to have to break up or something and get it in the jar. But that's not happening right now. And then the 2000 and, what is it called? The 2019 apple juice. For now, we'll just put those right there. And then, now that I put this for chocolate, as I come across other chocolate, maybe in bins, I'll put them in that one big jar that's pretty much empty. Okay. What I'm looking for, I don't know if you can see them. Do you see those blue things back there? There they are.
Coconut oil in this bar?
Hold on, yeah. Do you see them? Those are like over, God, 24, 25 years old back there. Look at that. There's spices in there, people. And that soup bases and shit. My son, he said, "What are you doing, Mom?" And well, you know, I'm sorting out stuff, right? Sometimes I don't know if he's being sarcastic or if he's being sincere. He goes, "Yeah." He says, "You know, if there was like a World War III with Seattle being blown out with being bombed with, you know, nuclear bombs, right? He said, we'd probably be able to get through for a while. Anyway, Mom." And I said, well, yeah, I would think that we would. For a while. Well, people don't believe, though, that Seattle's going to get bombed with a nuclear bomb. Missile, right? I'm thinking more like a natural disaster or something, but anything, well, Fukushima radiation, we're all getting radiated. Anyway, I'm spending an awful long time in this corner, people. Look what I just found. Isn't that just lovely? I thought it was, that kind. Well, it is. It's that kind. You can either fry in it with like that, or you can cook with it like that. This thing has been sitting here for 10 years, people. Maybe it's time to bring it out. What is this, a little hot plate? This is a little warming plate. Well, I'm going to use that. I'm going to start making my tea on that. Well, I'll warm it up. I'll see what happens to it. Sorry, wandering eye. Hold on. Do you remember this, people? He's keeping me company. Remember those days, people? That was the beginning of our X Club. The X Club is moving in. Hey, Andre?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's at the bottom? Yeah?
Huh?
Yeah?
I don't know. Is YouTube going nuts? Am I getting a copyright over teddy bears, people? Doing food pantry? Huh?
Here, no. You got the better one. The wireless one.
I love it. Okay, let's get back to work, people. Ah, what do we got? Do you see them? Do you see those? That's old school, right there. I don't know why Ziplock doesn't make them anymore, because obviously I liked them. I kept them, right? Oh, but you know what? I gotta climb in there, people. I gotta literally climb in here with the freaking spiders. I haven't been in here for 10 years. Can you imagine that? When I moved in, that's when I put them in there. These spices, 2012. You can see. I don't know what kind of spices. Oh, God. Alright, let's get these guys out. This is what I'm talking about. Oh. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. Spider webs and spider casings. Oh, probably got a spider in my hair now.
Nope, no spider in your hair.
No spider in my hair?
Yep.
Look at that, people. Look at that. Ooh la la is right.
I want don't make those anymore?
I don't know, but they were good. I liked them. I liked them enough to keep them, that's for sure.
What do you use those for?
Well, you put your food on there,
Any
and you put your lid on top. You see? Fits nice.
So what do you do with it? Eat?
Well, you freeze them, and then you stack them, and this is how I'm going to make some meals for you.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, people. Look at that. Wow. I like this one. Are you getting me into trouble, buddy? Yeah, I love you too. Oh, yeah. You're a handsome. Just a handsome dude. Food, baby. That's your wildest desire. Yeah. Oh. YouTube, don't mute my video. Okay, fellas, on your way home from work, stop off at the flower shop and go buy your lady a flower. What the heck is going on here, people? Where did this guy come from? He wants to dance. He's like getting closer and closer. Yeah, I know I haven't been with anybody for a long time, but baby, come on. You're cute, but you're not that cute. Ooh la la. Yeah, ooh la la is right. Do you see? It's blackberries. Perfectly fine. It's never been opened. No moths, nothing's gotten inside of them. Alright.
What are you looking for? Banana chocolate?
It's chlorella. Chlorella powder. That's what that is, people. It's right there. It's right there. Do you see? That's that green superfood. I found it. I've been moving things around. My kids have actually been quite patient with me up here. And I found some more honey in jars. So that's good. So I'll put those ones where the other ones are. This is a wildflower one, sorry. And then I got this. That's honey. Put this one out closer. Put those ones far away. This is maple syrup. You can see. But maple syrup is expensive. But those, I don't know, were probably on sale. So that's good. And it doesn't go bad. However, when you looking for quantity, I don't know how much is here, 1 liter. Preferably you'd want it in a jar, but you know, it's pushing up in price. So anyway, okay, I don't even know when this was. What was the date? There you go. 2014. But maple syrup doesn't go bad. However, this is in a plastic container. It's better if it's in a glass one. Right. Is there any, oops, sorry. Any date on this? I don't see no date. I don't see no expiry date. I don't see nothing. Is it because it's in a glass? Anyway, the glass ones I'm putting further back in the cupboard that I'm in. This one I'll keep out closer, and when I'm done with the other one, I'll use that one. I might have another one of those downstairs yet. And then I found some salt that was in this cupboard around over here towards the living room. This is a Hawaiian rock salt. This is just your basic Himalayan salt, which actually has more nutrients than the other sea salt that has more natural minerals, right? This one you use for canning. The Himalayan sea salt. This one you don't. This one's a natural sea salt, right? That has a lot of vitamins and minerals, but this one's not good for canning. This one is, just so you know that. And 2 different grains. So maybe I'll leave these out for Amari. I'll leave something out for Amari. It looks like I have 3 different kinds going on in here. This is salt too. Then there's the clay powder green that my girls, Tisha and Shimei, and even Sierra back in the day, they would plaster their face with it and run around with a green face. They'd use that as a face mask. We just touched on that. And then, now, I have a little jar like this, of this somewhere, but I'm going to keep this out close by, because this helps to draw the heavy metals out of your system, right? It's kind of like a detoxing agent. So maybe I should use this a little bit every now and then with Amari. Read up on it first, though, right? And use it sparingly. But that's what that's for. This one you can eat. This one, no. This one's just for your face. So now I'll put all that away. I forgot to show you this kelp powder. That would be really good for Amari. I just wanted to mention about grains. Before you're quick to throw out a grain because you think it's old, like that rice I cooked up the other day, like that rice has been kicking around for a long time. I have other locations where I have that rice in long-term storage. Again, people, I don't worry about it too much because I have a compost. I have like, what, how many compost boxes? 9, 11 throughout the whole yard. So, you know, feeding the worms for me is nothing, right? In terms of, I don't feel like I really lose out. Now this grain, I'm got it in my mouth, okay? Now, my landlord, he gave it to me to feed the chickens when I had Mr. Lace. And then I adopted his birds. And at the time, it was perfectly good, as you can see. To throw some of this in a soup is perfectly fine. And what I've eaten, I can't honestly say it's rancid. And the point of that, in terms of me talking about this, is to remind you that on a moral principle, I don't know if our governments have morals anymore, never mind principles, but on a moral principle, governments are supposed to, or at least they used to, and they probably still do to some degree. They warehouse sacks of grain and rice and whatever it is. Make sure this plastic is on there so nothing can get in. And for 7 years, people, right? In case of a natural disaster, or like my son said, war number 3 breaks out, and Seattle gets hit with a nuclear bomb, right? At least we know in my house there's not too much radiated food, right? So, you know, this is fine. That's what I wanted to tell you. because this is the same wheat that I was feeding my chickens when I had them. And every now and then, I'll pop them into a soup or something. That's why I kept a little bit for myself. Now, if it was really rancid, it would just go into the compost, right? But it's not. So this is going in my cupboard over there, because what I'm doing, since I came across my salt, is I'm putting this salt, which has a high concentration of minerals and vitamins, right there, right along with this kelp powder, which is an iodine, right there, so that when I'm cooking for amari, I have them right there. And then if I need this, that's just over there, right? So I just wanted to say, before you, oh, it's been like that for so long, oh, I'm chucking it. Well, either cook it up and taste it after you've cooked it, or you can just do it like what I did, and you'll know, right? The only thing you don't want to do is eat something that's been molded. Avoid that. That can kill you, right? But yeah, no, governments are supposed to have this warehoused enough to feed its population of its country for 7 years. So if a government can do it for 7 years, so can we, right? Okay, people. Now, here's my problem. This is my problem. It's not a bad problem, don't get me wrong, but it's a problem. Because what happens is, you know, it starts to kind of collect. So anyway, I am just trying to get better access to my cupboards. And because, remember I told you I have carrots in the big, right there. Do you see it? And that one's blackberries. And I just put another blackberry where I had my TV dinners. Hold on a minute. By doing it this way, when you open this up, this is blueberries. From back in the day, you can see. When you open it up, it's going to be smelling and tasting exactly the way you put it in there. I'm telling you. Now, anyway, I don't need them right now. Right. Can you see the apples? There's two of them back there. There's another one. I got them all over the place. So I'm going to leave those back there. Alright. I have another blueberry somewhere else. Oh my God. Great work for myself. But, there we go. This is must be a squash. Can you see it's still green? So I'll leave that in there. And I don't know, for the life of me, there's more salt. So I decided to leave that salt in there. That's a black tea. Alright. I'm just trying to make it. On this side of the cupboard over there, because of this drawer, and these cupboards are old, and it's the one with the silverware going back and forth all the time, it gets like sawdust all over the jars. Not so much on this side, because I don't open up this drawer very often, so this one's not so bad. So this would be good just to kind of keep jars handy. And speaking of that, I'm going to just push that one back there. I don't know. See what I'm doing? I know it's there if I want to use it, but I've got potatoes all over the place, people. Dehydrated potatoes. Hold on a minute. Okay, so before I put these away and my battery dies, I'm going to upload this because I'm just getting ready for... I pulled out the tins. I'll show you at the very end of the video, but I'm going through everything right now because I have to pull out everything to get to them. So in the meantime, do you see how nice those carrots are? Like, they're pretty good. And then, of course, blackberries. And I have another one of these. So in this case, you can see the dust on the jar from the old cupboards. So you just wipe it, and I'm going to go put it in my other cupboard. Hold on. Okay, so talk about hoarding salt, man. Got freaking salt everywhere. So you see, this is where I'm going to put it. I like to keep this extra blender because every now and then I blow out the motors because of Andre's walnut art or whatever I'm doing. And just recently, one of the glass things fell and broke. So lucky me, there was 2 of them in there. So I still have two of those great little systems. And because I was in here today, I found another glass because one had just gotten broken. And if another, if something breaks, I still have, right? So I'm happy with that. I stuck that thing in there with a few plates on top because I'll forget about it. And it won't bother me. All right, looks like I should have wiped it first. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll get in there and try and wipe that off first. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I had to change it up. So I put the glass, right? The glass honeys are off in this corner. You can see, right? And then I got those 2 big ones over there. And then the ones in plastic I have in a different location. Do you remember when that Korean old man lived next door? And they were moving out? Well, this is 99% vinegar, people. 99% vinegar. He used to be a chef. He had his own business, I guess. Right? He says just a tad in your soup. 99% vinegar. You open up that thing and you smell it, it will burn your nose, I'm telling you. Anyway, I have 2 full bottles, lucky me. So what I've done, because I forgot those jars won't fit. You see, there's one right there. So we'll put that there. And then, hopefully, this battery's gonna die in a minute. I'm gonna have to go plug it in. You're like, why is she doing this? What happened to cooking? Well, cooking is supposed to happen tomorrow. I couldn't really cook until I got the pie plans and everything. Right? So, that's basically, that fits in there perfect. Oh, I am pleased. Look, and oh my God, this, I'm happy. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Where's my flashlight? Look at that. Nice. And then what's in the back is tuna, 3 stacks by 2, all the way to the end of up until 2021, 22, with 2019 juice on the cans. And then when you go this way, you're getting into the old 2014 tunas. We don't eat a lot of tuna in the house. And then 2018 juices, because I've got most of the 2019 somewhere else. And then, of course, I keep those kind of out of the way, just to make sure nobody can. And then there's my other blueberries, which I'm going to put in long-term storage. They're perfectly fine there. See, I'm trying to utilize my space here, right, people? Sorry. Right? I'm trying to utilize my space. And then I ended up taking the cocoa, all the salts and everything. Chocolates, I had to move the chocolates down because those jars wouldn't fit up here. Now, I don't know if certain jars sweat. I really should plug in this camera. Hold on a minute.